Hey guys, welcome back to I Read Your Comments. Today I'm gonna read the comments of the game XCOM UFO Defense Part 25 and the last Bloodfresh Supply episode. The reason for that is I have not really many comments, but a certain amount, so that it's a good practice to read all of them and to summarize them. I'm also gonna put a timestamp into the description so that you can just jump to the certain game you wanna read or listen to when I read the comments. I'm not sure if this is, if there is a need for, but it's certainly a good practice, so let's just do it. Also, I already did a full video on I Read Your Comments, but I spent it a long time in the sun today, and I listened to check what I've talked. Anyway, I checked my video and I decided to not upload it. I mixed up too many words. I did a bad job on reading, and I mixed up so many words. It's too confusing. So I'm doing it again, and I hope it will be better. If not, well then, this is what it is. We're gonna start with Gabriel. He says 30 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm not gonna lie. I thought for sure that this strategy would fail. I thought you would run out of time units, but you pulled it off. Well done. Logan Shu replied to that. He says, I didn't even think about throwing the stun road. Good thinking. And Gabriel said to that, yeah, that was clever. And yeah, I mean, every 20 part I do something clever, but I have to say this is not really my idea. It's actually, I think it's coming from Logan Shu. I think he was, some of you, I think Logan Shu was, that were telling me that I can actually throw a flare or something like that nearer to other soldiers. So some of you guys came up with the throwing idea, and because of that I have thought on this, but actually it just happened during the gameplay, so that was really cool that I thought about this, but it wasn't really my idea. Actually, it's coming from you guys. But thank you. The next thing is coming from Kjotleik, and Kjotleik says, good episode. And again, guys, you put so much effort into the comments, make it look really good. And it's nice to read that. Although I struggle with reading, it's really, you couldn't do it better. Everybody does this, but I just have to point this out. Anyways, let's read. Kjotleik says, good episode. You talk about what you think before you do it. You make decisions based on reason. Of course, since you don't even know the enemies too well, yet you don't have complete information about what they can do. That makes it a bit dangerous. But you did learn that cyber disks can fly. That is one thing that makes them dangerous. They can hide behind a fan/wall. Then on their turn they can just elevate one level, shoot at your soldiers and move back down behind cover. Nasty things, those discs. Of course, usually they are not that smart. Usually they just shoot and stay here in the open and stay there in the open. Good. I have to really focus. It's like today my brain is cooked from the sun. Yes, I mean, that's true. That is yeah. Next thing is, yes, you cannot see enemies one level up on the map. If your focus is the level below them, this game is old. Okay, there is no way to make walls/roofs invisible, allow you to see through them when you move around the map. The solution is to only show you what is on your current level and below. When you're focused on the ground level, you see only the ground level. Enemies are only shown when on your level or levels below your level. This is also true for the map view. Okay. So let me just read this again. Okay, I just double checked it or triple checked it in this case because I got confused again while reading. So I can see on the map the enemies below me but not above me. So this is what I got. The next thing is, of course, a soldier that can see an enemy one level up will get the red icon with a number on it regardless of what level you as a player are looking at. If you have that icon on your screen but you see no enemy, chances are good the enemy is flying one level above where you focus. Move your focus one level up and it may show on the screen. This is exactly, I think, this is a weird sentence. This is, you know, you either exactly know what's going on or you think what's going on, but it's not both, I guess. But this is, I think, what happened in the last episode, right? This is my soldiers, if I remember that correctly. One of my soldiers has discovered the UFO, but I didn't as the player. I just have seen that my soldiers saw some, and then I clicked on the icon, and then I've seen the UFO. I believe that happens like this, or my brain is just telling me nonsense. That could be possible as well. The cyberdisk you killed, the one that shot at you and took out a piece of the wall, probably shot at the soldier because he was standing at the window and the disk saw him. One good reason to be careful about leaving a soldier. One good reason to be careful about leaving a soldier right next to a window. The reason your soldier didn't see the cyberdisk was because he was not looking in its direction. You cannot see things unless they are in front of you. In this game, none of your soldiers have eyes in their necks, and the smoke, well, it was a few turns old, wasn't it? Smoke dissipates Smoke dissipates over time. For every turn, you can see longer into the smoke until it clears completely. You can see longer. This is why it's confusing to me. Longer means just you can look longer at the direction, but maybe deeper would be better. Or does this work in English? I'm not sure. But I think Kjotleik's, regardless of that, I mean, but I think you are absolutely right. That makes totally sense. And I think, let me just, this one here, the reason your soldier didn't see, no, not this. This one, actually, what I want to say, guys, I'm thankful because you're being very patient to me. You guys taught me this already, to not stay at windows and stuff, and that I can only discover aliens by looking in this direction. So you guys telling me the same thing again, which is good. And don't get me wrong, it's very good because you are kindly reminding me, and I'm getting it, and I'm thankful for that. You could also start a sentence like, "We told you already," so that so I appreciate that. Okay, Logan Shu wrote, it takes one time unit to turn around for each one of 8th turn, since you can face 8 directions. This is why Raphael couldn't use the aimed shot for the rocket. Yeah, because Raphael had to turn a little, so his 47 time units became 46. You can only throw grenades onto flat surfaces, so can't throw it onto the cyberdisk who was floating in the air. Yeah, so okay, that I have to be careful because this is still going on. This one here, I'm not, you know, if you remember, I threw the grenade, but the grenade didn't kill the UFO, which wouldn't work anyways. I get this now, because, you know, it works only onto a flat surface. So that's good to know. I thought because, oh yeah, this is why I thought this. I thought it may work still because we have the 3-dimensional mod thing activated for the smoke grenades. But I think it might not work for the grenade, for the normal grenade or explosive grenades. Anyway, so where was I? I forgot, I'm sorry. 41 minutes and 30 seconds. This will suffice, or this is sufficient, both work. Thanks, that's very good, because I really was thinking how to say that it's enough in a good way, because if you use say enough, it may be still be okay as a sentence, but and it's also depending on the tone, how you say things makes sense. But I think this is my favorite sentence. This will suffice is I think this is a really good sentence. I hope I will remember that. I like this a lot. I think this is also what Yong Ye, you may know of him. You know, I think he's pretty popular. Uses the way of talking, the way of speaking. Okay, guys, thank you again. That's very nice. You guys, yeah. Always, everybody of you puts a lot of effort into the comments, and it's always really nice and makes fun to read that, because it's really clear and structured, and you know, and this looks just really good. Yeah, so very cool, and it's a good practice. That's the best thing, because I get practice and it's interesting, so that's really good. Now I'm gonna switch to the game Bloodfresh Supply. So for you guys who are only watching the UFO, oh, by the way, I'm also working on the intro. It'll be a shorter, so I think I'm gonna do a good job on this, but I'm not sure when it's finished. I wanted to show you this already a little bit, but then I thought showing you pieces of it, it's not really, you know, the effect is better when it's done, but I do not know when I'm finished with that. Could be this week or in 2 months. It's really depending on, you know, when I start finishing it. And also there will be a longer version, not as an intro, but I got some ideas and I was playing around with Blender, and yeah, I'm working on it, so it's fun, it's really fun. And yeah, but I do not know when it's ready. Could be, like I said, this week or in 2 months or in a half year. Whenever it's done then yeah. Just saying, because I was happy when you guys responded to the intro stuff, and it definitely, you know, the good intro when it's finished will be not 30 seconds long. This is too long for an intro. Okay, now we're gonna switch to the Bloodfresh Supply, and I'm gonna read this again because I stuck so deeply, unbelievable, and I mixed up so many words. I'm doing this sometimes, mixing up words, but that was too much even for my standards. Okay. So, okay, we are now in the comment section of the game Bloodfresh Supply, episode 27, no, episode 2, part 27. Oh boy, episode 27. Okay, first of all, I'm very happy. This is, I think Andrew is his name. He is somebody who follows me on Instagram, and I'm following him back because he lives in Russia and he drives around with a fun little car, and well, he experienced a lot of freedom, and it's really fun to watch his driving around journey with the car. So that's cool, and he seems to be a very nice guy, so I appreciate that. So thank you. Or what's the English thing? No, I'm gonna check something. Spasiba za vaš komentari. So I just checked the translation. Okay, thank you, Andrew. And then we have Gabriel C. 8 minutes and 40 seconds. That's not a kiln. In English, a kiln is used for baking pottery and clay sculptures. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I think the correct English word for this is a furnace, I guess, which is for industrial uses like smelting metal and heating buildings. I think we would say Brennofen. I checked this already, but you know, better make sure. So, we are in Russian. What does that mean?
Peach. Peach.
Peach. Well, that's interesting. It's in German. It's
Furnace.
what? I'm completely confused here. Here's German. So is this correct now? No. Yeah. It's translated into oven, but the oven is used. I would say that for stuff like where is it? Like pottery and clay, we would use a Brennofen, which is also the industry oven, if you want. So I think I'm going to confuse you. I shouldn't teach words right now. I got too much sunlight today. That's not a good idea, but I got what you mean, and I should use this word. I think you are right, furnace, but let me check the pronunciation again. Furnace. Okay, so furnace. Thanks, Gabriel. Then yeah, that's all. Next comment is from Barbecue Pasta, and Barbecue Pasta says, wow, they really give us a lot of napalm launcher armor in this episode. For that, I think you can try using the alternative attack for the napalm launcher. You haven't tried it yet, right? I can't remember. And you can't remember, so I can neither, and I can neither. Yeah, I think that's a way to say it. And I can neither, if I did this or not. I did use the second mode for the napalm launcher, but I can't remember that. I'm gonna use that next time when I think of course. I have to think of which is the biggest obstacle of all that I have to think of. Yeah, we're gonna try that. Thanks, Barbecue Pasta. And then we have a new comment, and that was the reason why I decided to put those I read your comments video together. I mean, why not? You know, in the end, if really someone watches that, I do not know, but no harm is done by reading that. And I hope the pronunciation will be okay. Probably not. I tried again. Searinox Navras. I have to check this. I did this, but I forgot, and so bear with me if I'm doing a bad job on pronunciation. A few things you should know. First, dynamite can't ignite above surface, but it works underwater after it's being ignited. A remote and proximity dynamite also works underwater. Enemies can be hurt and even burn underwater because the game is buggy. That's interesting. I'm not sure if I tried this once, but I have to try this again to see if it works. But I struggle with this a little bit. Dynamite can't ignite above surface. I don't really know what it means, but it's me, so don't get confused. I just struggled with this right now. Maybe it becomes clearer next time when I read this. So I'm gonna just jump to your second point, and your second point is spray can has an alternative fire that ignites the can like dynamite. And throws to explode on impact like flare gun alternative fire, igniting enemies. So I haven't done this almost for sure. So I want to see how this looks like, how a can like dynamite when it's thrown, a secondary mode will look like. So we're gonna try this as well. So third is diving suits. Diving suit activates automatically, but you have to select it in the inventory to see how much is being used. Same with items activated by key shortcut. When you say inventory, I mean, guys, there is no really inventory that I missed that I can go into that. I'm not pressing like the I key and then the inventory is opening. So what do you mean the inventory is used with shortcuts, right? Or with the mouse wheel. So something like that. But it's still a good thing, because I really wondered how long the diving suit holds. Not that long ago, I think, I do not know, part 26, part 25, something like that. Yeah, that's good to know. Proximity, point 4. Proximity dynamite sets the attacker as the person who activated it. Proximity dynamite sets the attacker as the person who activated it. So if an enemy triggers if an enemy triggers it and doesn't die, it will try to attack itself like the butcher in the door in part 26. And that's very interesting. I apologize, reading skill is very bad today, but that's very interesting. I didn't even thought about that. I have seen the butcher behaving weird, I think in part 26 it was, but that's a good explaining why he was like that. Stupider enemies like zombies or demons will attack one another if one detonates a proximity mine and the others are hurt by it. I think if this is not meant to be like that, it should definitely be meant to be, because it's an awesome fun fact, to be honest. I just like the idea to handle it like that. The game handle it. It's very funny. It's very interesting and funny too. Point 5 is, although butchers were patched to attack while crouched, gargoyles, both regular and big grey ones, will not be able to attack you while crouching. I think that only counts. I'm gonna try this with those gargoyles, but what about the melee attack, or melee, or whatever it is, the close range attack? I think they will still be able to hit me. I think so. And I also remember maybe Gabriel or ArachCobra. I don't really know right at this point. We tried something similar with the butcher at the beginning. So you guys were right, actually, because it was patched, but there was a time where you could avoid being hit by the butcher by just crouching. So just want to point this out. So this is really a thing. So good job, guys. Point 6, Voodoo Doll. This word. Voodoo Doll has an alternative fire that does massive damage to all enemies around, but chance to fail. The alternative fire mode is really something I need to use more. I can see that I'm not doing it enough. You guys pointing this out every time. The reason for that is I have a really good excuse. I think really it's like that. Since if you're doing let's play videos, you're not gonna play them regularly, because you have to anyway, there is a big gap between the next parts always, and then you kind of forget things, and you are trying to make some progress, and it kind of works with the normal stuff, but you don't play enough as in hours to experiment enough, you kind of forget that. So this is my excuse, but since you guys write me this, I try to use alternative fire more often, because point 7 also says using alt fire on ghosts, you could kill them in just 3 shots instead of 6. I think the pump gun is the only weapon which I often use the alternative fire mode, but not constantly, or not, well, intentionally, yes, but at least I'm using it more often with the pump gun or shotgun here, but I'm gonna try next time when I see a ghost to just shoot at the ghost 3 times, and with the secondary mode, with the alt fire mode, using alt fire on ghosts, you could kill them with the shotgun, and see if I can do it. Point 8, zombies shot by cultists accidentally may try to kill the cultist. And that is, again, this is just too good. That's how it should be in every game. In every game, it's nice to see when NPCs and stuff are attacking each other if there is a reason for. Like this is a good enough reason to do that. It just makes it more interesting. The whole game is just so much more fun if they doing like this. Also, what I never get is why when enemies in games throwing a grenade at you, it should hurt everybody, not just the player, but the NPCs as well, because a grenade is a grenade, right? So I like this kind of idea. Point 9, your playlist for Blood has part 24, 26 and 27 listed duplicate. Yeah, that's very good that you said this, because for some reason I decided to go completely lunatic and put out more content by just copying and making duplicates of my so no, it's really good that you said this. I think I guess I know how that happened, but I'm not quite sure. But it's a good thing to let me know, so that I already solved this, since I'm not barely checking my own playlist, because I think, you know, if there's something wrong, people will tell me about that, I guess. So that's good. I think what happens is when you upload a video, you can already set where it should be. And I have like Bloodfresh Supply, the normal episode playlist, and Bloodfresh Supply episode 2. And sometimes I double or triple check it, you know, while I do the description and stuff before publishing it. And I may over-checked it, and then stuff like this happened. Maybe. Or YouTube is just being a little bit shitty, because YouTube is weird in the last time. And you know, I'm a small channel, so it doesn't really bother me too much, but oh boy. Okay, I think I did read everything. No, I did read everything, right? Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. We're gonna see us in the game then. Okay, I hope it was interesting at least. Thank you guys for the comments, and have a nice day until the next part. Bye bye, and if you say no.